I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were making a movie.
So who are you?
Stobart. George Stobart. Two B's and two T's.
It's okay, Mr. Hawks. He wasn't in the shot.
Hawks? This had to be Carlton Hawks, the newest enfant terrible of Tinseltown. I'd read about him. Mailroom boy makes good. Nice to know it was still possible to get to be a director armed with only an encyclopedic knowledge of postal charges.
Stay out
And
of the
the
way,
less said
surfer
about how he
boy.
got there, the
I'll deal
better.
with you later.
Surfer boy?
So, okay, so that was a lot in a few minutes. But basically, Nico now has a Jaguar Stone. We can tick that off the list. And she got away safe and sound, we think. Presumably the tube was on time, as expected, to make her escape.
Despite the transport issues and road work going on, she still made it out and she got another free Yorkie on her way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a woman with huge boots and an impressive cleavage.
I'm sorry, but the line delivery there was fantastic.
For some reason, the makeup department had given him a liberal sprinkling of zits.
So yeah, and now we've basically stumbled upon a movie set in the middle of fucking paradise.
More Davy Crockett than Long John Silver. More Davy. I didn't think Hawks would want me roaming about in the stockade. The drawbridge was up. I couldn't see any way of lowering the drawbridge, or any reason for wanting to.
But this is meant to be the area where the marker was pointing to. So even though it is a movie set and it is indeed a workplace, this is where we're meant to be. The treasure is hiding here somewhere. So now it's a matter of trying to find it.
I'm trying to gather what scene is unfolding here where they have both the presumably lead actor and actress up in front, and in the background all of the pirates getting shot and killed.
Yeah, there's actually, it's kind of staring. It's quite an obvious one actually. Let's ask the director himself.
What's the name of the movie? Are you trying to be funny? No. It's Treasure Island, the only book I ever read.
There you go.
What's the girl in Treasure Island?
Hey, George.
Oh my God, I am George.
People like that kind of thing.
What other changes?
Gonna cut back down to Burkbot's video when she realizes he's wearing a yellow shirt and pimp salts.
You haven't written down Long John Silver.
Are you questioning my integrity as an artist? Of course Silver's still in it. We've even hung on to Captain Flint.
His parrot.
His trained attack falcon. Why do you think Blind Peter's blind?
So you see that this Hawks guy is taking a bit of a, shall we say, a J.J. Abrams approach to Treasure Island.
They've escaped the volcanic eruption.
A volcano.
Actually, no, more of a Michael Bay approach.
Krakatoa.
All the millions spent on a movie, and nobody thinks to.
And before anyone checks, yes, indeed, the soundtrack will be provided by Linkin Park.
Haiku McEwen. Oh, don't tell me you've never heard of him.
I don't go to the movies too often.
Jeez. Haiku is only the hottest teen star in Hollywood. That's why we're on such a tight schedule. Gotta film the close-ups before he hits puberty.
Who's the leading lady?
Don't you recognize her? That's Sharon Kowalski.
Oh, right. I'd never heard of her. You know what the locals call
Google search Sharon Kowalski. No, I got nothing.
Island.
Zombies?
A crazed gleam came into his eye.
Oh, right. Okay, this is where the zombies are coming from.
Get me makeup.
Yeah, huh?
I want zombie pirates in this movie by the end of today.
My God.
The great director. He reminded me of Ed Wood. Hi there, George Stobart.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Haiku McEwen.
Who is Haiku McEwen?
Jimbo.
Parrying.
I had Mr. Hawks change his name.
Jimbo Hawkins. Right.
It's hard to say, really. It's kind of like a, like his his
millions of dollars.
get-up, like his actual
And I
little
may
character
not
render,
have
looks a bit like
thousands
Hulk
of
Hogan to me, which is definitely
medical
not
equipment
the person
in my body.
acting.
But
But he kind of has a
I've got
sad,
something
sunken eyes and probably the same racist attitude that he has. So,
this
you know,
small piece of
Yeah, fair.
Man,
You know.
you're getting freaky on me.
I like as in terms of
Is
like
your
those
name
kind of,
really
you know, Shia LaBeouf. Fuck it,
Yeah.
I'll commit to it.
It was my
I
mom's
think it's
idea,
Okay, Michael
Shia
Bay,
LaBeouf.
Shia
When I was
LaBeouf.
born,
Yeah.
I was so small and perfectly formed, I reminded her of a Japanese poem.
Well, I guess
Oh,
it
there
could
we
have
go.
been
There's the
worse.
name.
She could have called you Limerick.
That's my middle name.
IQ Limerick
Did
McEwen.
you always want to be an actor?
I don't think of what
In
I
fairness, I
do
couldn't
as
think of a
acting,
more
man.
like precocious
You're not alone.
Hollywood name
It's
than
more
that, to be
like
honest.
I'm the voice of my generation.
IQ
What I'm
McEwen, not to be
saying,
confused
I'm
by
saying kids
Sonnet
on the
McDonald.
street.
Which is what? I'm crap, I'm going nowhere?
Huh? What are you saying, man?
Stobart, get out of shot. Positions,
Oh,
everybody.
oh my God, we get to see some of the movie being made.
Haiku, baby, are you ready?
Now, this is going to be the
Okay,
best
man.
movie you've ever watched, Barbara. Strap yourself in here. This is unreal.
Which scene is this?
You've been captured
I've
by
got the
Silver's
popcorn. Oh,
heartless
actually, I don't have
tyrant
popcorn
Babs,
ready. I
who's
wish I
fallen
did,
in
though.
love with you.
It's okay. We'll fix it. We'll edit it in.
Here, it's Robert Louis Stevenson spinning in his grave.
Okay, people, top of page 76, Sharon.
What about my big speech?
It's been cut. Everybody ready?
Up to
it's,
speed.
it's gone. It's done.
Quiet on the set. Okay, let's get magic.
Oh, please.
And action!
Why don't you forget that dumb old squire and his bunch of merry men? Can't you see we were made for each other?
I know, but Squire Trelawney saved my life, Captain Babs. Why, if it hadn't have been for him, that giant octopus would have made mincemeat.
You remember the giant octopus from the book, of
Right
course.
now he thinks you're a traitor. He's locked you out of the stockade, Jimbo.
That 20-foot high wall with spikes might have kept out Silver's men, but it ain't gonna stop me.
Oh, Jimbo.
And cut!
I think it's when you see scenes like that you realize that actually the
Yeah,
porn
Jumbo.
parodies actually do have some sort of creative genius to it, you know?
Did you get the heavy breathing flash?
Did I ever, boss? You should have made this movie in 3D.
Haiku, you were great. We're setting up for the
Except Zombie
stunt now, so
Island,
get
it
a
would be
mic.
like Penis Island.
it's like, oh, it's a good thing we shot this movie in Penn Island, or else we would have had a scandal on our hands.
Savage,
Exactly.
on set, damn it.
Yeah. And here's the stuntman. As you can see, he's a dead ringer for Haiku.
Hi, George Stobart.
Hello, mate.
You're English, right?
Blimey, you don't miss much, do you? Bert Savage.
He sounds nice.
How long have you been in the movie business?
Flipping years, mate. Absolutely.
And of course, going by his
flipping
character image, he looks a
years.
bit like
I
Steven
was in the army
Seagal,
before
circa
that. Thought to
2024.
myself, you've been risking your bleeding neck every day. Why not?
Where
cash
he's,
in
uh,
on it?
So you became
Played
a
Channing
stuntman, just
Tatum.
like that?
Nah, of course not.
Eh,
I had to do the training.
actually, I
first.
can kind of see it, actually.
What training does a stuntman do?
First, they told me to stand in the road. Then, they run me down. Straight up. Drove at me with a car. I couldn't believe it. I was up on the bonnet and over the other side before I realised he wasn't stopping. Then they threw me downstairs a bit and gives me a certificate.
Did you ever work with
You know, Bert, I don't know if
Carol
anyone's ever told you this, but you are fantastic at falling over. Here, let's give you a job.
I heard she was very beautiful.
Mind you, she acted like one too. Ordering this, demanding that.
Although,
Did you ever
speaking
meet
of,
Bertrand Oubier?
Hollywood
They
is
did,
set to
I saw
actually
him a
honour
few
those
times, though.
good at
Didn't
falling
realise his
over.
wife being in films.
No,
At the
Do you think
Oscars
Oubier murdered
in the
his
next
wife?
few
I
years.
wouldn't be surprised if he did.
I actually would look
Mind
forward to
there
that,
were
you know.
plenty of people who could
But
have done her
in
in.
true kind of
public
in true kind of
love.
fashion,
Yeah.
like if it's an award going to the best stunt double, it should be the actual actor there stepping in for it that takes the
Have you ever
award.
seen anything like this
Yeah,
before?
that would be very
What's that,
funny.
mate?
That would be
Stuntmans.
fucking brilliant. Let's be
No, it's
honest.
just a piece of polished stone.
Very nice. Very
It
nice
would be
indeed.
fucking great. Or better
Find out a
yet,
bit,
if they're
get a
being
few bob
stuntmen,
for
they
that.
have to, like, you know, fall on their arse as they're going up or something. You know, kind of way. Like actually take a
Yeah.
proper
It was
bump.
Bert,
Like
the aging stuntman.
Trip going up the stairs, break the trophy.
yeah, exactly. Just like go through a
Hey there.
get
I'm George Stobart.
get
So
smashed
how'd
over
you
the
get
head
in
with a
St.
fucking
Yerk,
pipe or
too?
something. You know,
I
that sort
wish
of
we
stuff.
were playing the lead male instead
Have
of
like a
that
terrible
kid.
fight scene with
I
a
can't
giant
act
dragon. You know, the
So
usual kind
what?
of
I
stuntman
bet you can
stuff.
kiss.
I couldn't believe I was having this conversation with a real movie star.
Ask her about the
What
cold.
do you think of these?
They were very awful.
You have no idea how much you've just gone up in my estimation.
It's like, so, you know, I'm actually expecting you to be vacuous, but you know what?
I found
Props.
this lead in the
You have
swamp on
taste.
the other side of the island.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I used it to shoot a poisoned dart at a wild boar. It was a real-life drama, not just a scene from a movie.
Right.
She was having trouble with the whole real life is not a movie
Well, this sounds
concept.
incredible. Who did the choreography? Revolution
Take a look
Software,
at
I
this
guess. I don't
ancient
know.
Mayan artifact.
That's just a hunk of stone with a picture scratched on it.
In a way, I guess. You don't happen to have seen anything similar, have you?
No.
What part are you playing?
Pirate Babs, the ruthless and passionate lady buccaneer. It's a great part. I get to kiss a lot, and I kick ass. Like the boots?
What do you think of Hawk's
You know,
treatment
Lady
of
Pirate's
Treasure Island?
famously
It's
known for
okay, I
wearing
guess. I never saw
pink.
the original.
It's a book. One of my favorites.
Really? The novelization's out
Like a
already?
slutty pink ranger.
What's it like sharing
Essentially,
the
yeah.
spotlight with an actor who's young enough to be your son?
What do you mean?
It's not quite not quite the Power Ranger, more like the Red Light Ranger.
It was the famous movie star, Sharon somebody or other. She couldn't act and she had a voice that could crack glass. But it wasn't hard to see why Hawks wanted her in his movie.
I mean, I can think of two very obvious reasons.
It looked even worse than the ones I'd just been through. I'd seen a lot of strange things on this island, but here was a bush that was buzzing.
A buzzing bush. And for one, we're not talking about Sharon
As I
here.
walked towards the bush, it started buzzing angrily.
So that's a
I
clue
mean,
as to
either
what's
some
happening
sort of
next.
electronic equipment malfunctioning or hornet's nest.
A hornet's nest. So this is where the wheels are going to start
Hi,
turning a
I'm
little
George
bit.
Stobart.
So,
My name's Harris. Most people call me Flash.
You're the cameraman,
we
right?
still think that
That's right.
somewhere on this
Why'd
film
they call
set
you Flash?
is where the
Used to be a
Eagle
stills
Stone
photographer?
is
No.
lying in wait.
I decided not to
So
pursue
what
the
Jordan wants to
subject.
do here is essentially,
What
shall we
do you
say,
think of
interject
Haiku
himself
Stewart?
into the production,
What's the
which he's
thing?
already done.
The kid will have earned more by the time his balls drop than I'll
Okay.
earn in a lifetime. Good luck to
But
you.
of course, Hawks is still insisting that this production goes ahead. You know, so this is where the tricky bit continues. How do we
There was a plate of
how do we make
buns.
this about us? Essentially, is what we're asking for here.
There was a pot of delicious-looking maple
Are you gonna
syrup
get
on the
attacked by the
table.
hornet's nest?
We are gonna. That is part of the solution in the end.
Mr. Hawks, I was wondering if...
Not now. I got a movie to make.
Guys are so brilliant.
Time for the stunt, Savage. It's a short run, bounce on the plank, and somersault over the spikes and stockade wall.
Do what?
Plank, spikes, wall, over. Easy, a child could do it.
At my age? You must be joking.
I could replace you, Savage.
Yeah, with an arthritic baboon.
Replace
Sick
me?
burn.
Lummy, this could be the last stunt I ever perform. I need to think about this. Get myself in the right frame of mind.
A suicidal one would fit the bill for that
He has to
stunt.
get himself into the
You
right
do that.
state of mind.
In the meantime, we'll break for lunch.
Oh, great. I'm famished.
Stay right there and meditate, Savage.
Tight-ass little git.
So we have a hungry stuntman and a hornet's nest.
It was a pile of pancakes, much depleted by Bert.
Are we gonna get him to get some honey on his pancakes? The hornets come out and
It was
attack
a
him for stealing their honey.
So we have maple syrup on the
The
table.
bun was so
That's
soft
one
it felt like a
aspect
small
of it.
rock.
So
I was
you kind of
always
got the right
careful
idea
to
in a
stay
sense,
buns.
but it's a case of like how do we get all these little ingredients together?
It was a pot of maple syrup.
So first off, We're gonna make the pancake nice and wet with some maple syrup.
I don't want to worry you, but there's a hornet's nest over in that bush.
Hornets. That reminds me of a film I was in. The Black Hornet.
That sounds like a Danny Dyer flick, and I love it.
Black hornet? I don't remember seeing that one.
Before your time, most likely.
What happens in it?
Lummy, what don't happen in
For
it?
for a glorious second there, I was like, who the
Head to
fuck is Danny
piranhas,
Dyer?
Dangle from an airship and shovel by a zebra.
No, I mean,
It's like
And my mind went to the Spurs ex-Spurs player Eric Dyer,
would you like a
Eric
bun?
Dyer.
No way.
and I was
Last one,
like,
I'll try and crack my
what
dentures.
has this got to do with anything? Sorry, I'm just thinking about the World Cup
Would you
score.
like this
You know,
pulse?
at 2-0
No
again.
thanks, mate. I don't like this stuff.
I feel like you've always been living in that moment.
Would you like a pancake, Bert?
Don't mind if I
I
do.
don't know if it's ever
Whenever
left
I'm
you.
sad, I just think of that.
Yeah.
The pancake oozed maple syrup all over Bert's chins.
Ugh, you put bloody syrup on that pancake. Now it's messed me all up.
Now, so this is important, integral to the puzzle here. But Bert is now covered in maple syrup.
I was talking to Mr. Savage, the stuntman. Is he all right?
What makes you say that?
He's not making any sense.
The guy's English.
Just a wonderful little punchline there.
Hi,
Hi, gorgeous.
Hey, someone think we're nice.
would you like this bun?
All right. Oh, wait a minute. Hawks is watching me. Don't let him see it. Oh, he's looking right at me.
What's the matter?
Never mind. Just put that cake away and pretend you weren't talking to me.
Oh.
Of course, this is Hollywood, and women are famously not allowed to eat.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the cameraman.
So, just seeing if these very insipid people have anything to contribute before we
Hey,
crack on with
I
the plot.
Yeah, man.
Would you like a bun?
No way, man. I have to be careful what I eat.
Yeah. Never eat anything smarter than yourself.
Yes, excellent.
Such a smart one.
Yes. So, now the fun part is how do we get the hornet's nest to come to life?
Throw your piece of coal at it, smoke them out.
You certainly throw something into it,
Hey,
all right, that's for
I
sure.
Yeah, man.
Would you like a pancake?
Look at that thing, man. It's dripping with syrup. You'll have every bug in 10 miles on your case if you get that stuff on you.
I guess you're
Like-
right.
For a tropical island, they really should have like mosquito nets around the food.
Mm.
You're asking for all sorts of illnesses there.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
Hi,
not exactly the
gorgeous.
finest bread in the world, you know?
Would you like a bite of this pancake?
Hell no. I only have to look at those things and my thighs swell like balloons.
An interesting concept.
So yeah, so Bert's the only one that can eat a syrupy pancake, which means we know what's happening next.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be very...
Yes, I am looking forward to this.
Those hornets were not pleased.
So, we throw one in. There's plenty more to go around. I mean, in fairness to Bert, he did say he was having some trouble with the stunt, so let's give him the right motivation.
Get that camera rolling. This could be good.
Oh, here we go.
Uh.
And in he goes.
Cut and printed. That was brilliant, folks.
And the horns fall in as well, add a bonus.
Okay, the next scene is down on the beach. This is where Hawkins finds the treasure in the Cave of the Crabs.
Would those
Cave of
giant
crabs.
killer crabs...
The cave
by
with the
chance?
crabs.
Giant mutant killer crabs.
Giant
with
mutant
attitude.
killer crabs with attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Crab people, crab people. That's like crab. That's like people.
Thor
I'm
at
gonna
crab.
Cave near the
call